What do you think is the most important item in the financial statement? The most used item or the most used account in the financial statement? If you say cash, then you're on your way to learning one of the most important accounting transactions in a business, which is bank reconciliation. We're going to take more on this various transactions involving bank reconciliation na medyo komplikado pero gagawin natin simple just for you. So, stay tuned. So, welcome again to ACCQ, continuing professional education. So, this time we're going to talk about more on bank reconciliation, not to stress yung ano, not to give you stress, but to stress the point. Okay, kumbaga sa ano para mas lalo pang lumawak ang ating pangunawa dito sa bank reconciliation and ma-expose tayo in many problems involving bank reconciliation. So like we said, it is the most affected account in the financial statements. So without much ado, let's proceed to the problem. So it says here, problem number one. Century Company provided the following ledger account of the cash in bank maintained with Allied Bank. For those of you who doesn't know Allied Bank, this is a bank many years ago that it was merged with another bank. So as you can see here, ito yung this one, as you can see the T account, this encompasses the ledger of the company. So sa company ito, no, yung cash in bank account nila. So they took into account yung balance on December 1. That's a beginning balance, and all those transactions they did with the bank, which is Allied Bank, no? So as you know, dito sa left side are the debit side. So since this is a ledger, it depicts or it shows yung T account. So on the left side, these are the deposits, additions to the cash in bank account of the company, and which is composed of course, December 6 deposit, December 12 deposit, December 24, and December 31 deposit. And on the right side, which is the credit side of the cash in bank account of the company. So take note, this is the cash in bank account of the company, okay, not the bank. Okay, so that's why lahat ng credits niya rito are deductions for the company as far as the company is concerned. So these are the checks, meaning kasi kaya ano yan, kaya nasa credit yan because it is disbursements, no? As we know in cash transactions, no, a debit means, as far as the company is concerned, a debit means additions, while a credit means disbursements, no, or deductions. So these are composed of the December 1 check number 771 of 20,000, and then on December 4, check number 772 of 5,000, 773 of 35,000, 774 of 15,000, December 14, 775 of 30,000, December 18, 776 of 25,000, and December 24, check number 777 for 40,000. So these are all disbursements of the company in regard to the transaction with Allied Bank. So this on this portion, the following bank statement was received from the Allied Bank by Century Company. So ito naman, this is the statement that came from the bank. So galing ito sa bangko, no? Okay? So as you can see here, this is what the bank has acknowledged, no? Okay, for example, on December 1, which is the bank statement, no? So gumagawa tayo ng December bank statement, no? Okay, so it has credited for the company 130,000 pesos. Okay, so as you know, yung pag credit ng bangko yan, dagdag yan sa company. Okay? Conversely, pag dinebit ng bangko yan, that is a disbursement or a deduction for the company account in the bank statement, no? As you can see, ito yung makita mo rito, yung checks nandito sa left side. So these are the debits, and yung deposit is on the right side. Ito yung mga credit ng bangko. So beginning with the balance of 130,000, that's the beginning balance. So and then there was transactions. No, check number 768 for 10,000. Ayan. So these are the deductions. And tignan natin dito kung na-consider yan. So as we can see here, parang wala kasi dapat magtatama siya, no? Okay, so 771 for 20,000, was it considered? Yes, ayun, no? So na-consider ng company, na-consider rin ng bangko yung 20,000 na yun, yung 771. 772 of 5,000, it's also considered by the bank as well as by the company. So makikita natin dito, no? In-acknowledge ng bangko December 4 and pareho rin ng ano, no? Just like also the December 1 na 771, check number 771. So na considering ng bangko on the same date, which is December 1, no? And yung next is yung 35,000, as we can see here, check number 773 that was debited to the account of company. Okay, which is of course that's deducted. Okay, so this one for 35,000, which was also credited by the company. So dinisburse naman ng company yan, no? So yan, so nabawasan yung kanilang cash account balance sa Allied Bank. And yung 774, we can see here that yung 15,000 was also debited by the bank while the company credited that. So yun yung reciprocal account. Pag dinebit ng bangko, iki-credit naman ng company. Okay? So ganun yung reciprocal account, no? Okay, so that is for check number 774. Okay, and then yung 776, you can see here, parang ano ata, no? Check number 776. This is for 25,000. So take note of this, no? Okay. This may be a reconciling item, 776 for 25,000. Okay, so let's yan para mas makita naman ng maayos. So take note of that, no? 776. And this one, dinebit ng bangko 52,000. Isn't there a transposition error on the part of the bank, no? Or maybe the company? Let's see. We'll find out later. And then this one, yung 777, so nakita natin, mukhang hindi na consider ng bangko. So this might be a deposit or an outstanding check, no? Because that 777 might be able to yung bang dumating na siya the following year or the following month, which is January, no? Okay, maaari kasi Pasko na yun eh, no? So, baka yung time na yun, because of the holidays, no? Okay, but we can also see here yung another check for check number 1042, which was not considered by the company. So makikita natin dito, wala atang 8,000 na worth of check, no? Yung 1042. And yung sequence, kung makikita mo dito, if you're an auditor, makikita mo kagad is this the yung company check sequence, no? Kasi nag-uumpisa sa 7 eh, pero makikita natin dito 10:42, no? Aha, so let's find out later, no? So somehow para tayo nag-iimbestiga dito, no? And then yung makikita natin dito naman, may NSF check. NSF check usually the bank discovers that the bank will recognize that first, no? NSF simply means yung bang non-sufficient fund, no? Okay, so it will be reverted to accounts receivable. Okay? So yeah, so for 10,000, and then yung service charge. Okay, the service charge is also a also the bank initiate that, no? So they're the ones who first recognize that, pero ang company hindi pa nire-recognize yun, yung 5,000 na yon. Okay, so that will be a reconciling item for the company. So this two, no? Okay. Now, let's go to the of course this one is also considered by the company. And now let's go to the deposit. So as we go to the deposit, we will see that the bank has recognized a 30,000 on December 6 for 30,000 deposit, no? So meron ba? Ayun, pero no. So nagtatama siya. So lagyan pa rin natin ng yellow. Yan. Okay, so let's place here yellow just to para makita lang natin, no? Okay, how this is done, no? Mas maliwanag. And then the bank also considered a 40,000 deposit. So kaya nadagdagan yung ating pera sa bangko. So 40,000. So meron ba? So yun. So pareho. Paano natin malalaman kung halos nagtatama yung dates na yon? Okay? Because this one, yung sa 30, yung deposit on 30, is also the same as yung dinebit ng company doon sa cash account niya with Allied Bank for 30,000. So it coincides as well as the 40,000. And then of course on the 24th, so as we can see here, pareho rin, no? So na-recognize din ng company for 40,000. So yeah, so we'll mark this. And then nung sa December 31, no, mukhang hindi na siya wala na yung that could be a reconciling item on the bank statement, which is a deposit in transit, because it was considered by the company, although it was not recorded by the bank, no? As you know, yung deposit in transit, these are kumbaga addition na to dun sa cash balance, no? Okay, but for some reason yung hindi pa siya nire-recognize ng bangko because it's still in transit, no? Okay, normally it happens if it's near the end of the month. And another one is yung credit memo by the bank. So credit memo is an addition to the cash balance of Century Company, to the statement, not to the bank statement, for 45,000. So this was not considered by the company because there was no 45,000 here. Although this was also a reconciling item for the company. No? Okay, so now we are ready to read the other information. So it says here, Century Company reconciled its bank balance on November 30 with two checks, number 768 for 10,000 and number 770 for 20,000. So as we can see here, ayun, no, yung 10,000 na to. Okay, so this was this was a November 30 check. Okay? but the bank only acknowledged it nung December na. Okay, so this was an outstanding check. Okay. Now, yung check number 770, okay, so 76, and check number 770 of 20,000. What's outstanding as well? Okay. So let's now proceed. Other information. Check number 1042 was drawn by Sensing Company. So Sensing is another company, no? It might be na yon. So ito siya, no? Okay, so we have discovered that ang ginawa ng bangko rito is that binawas niya dun sa account ni Century yung 8,000 na yon. Kaya yung cheque, iba yung sequence, no? It's 1042 instead of starting from 7, no? Okay, so that is also a reconciling item. So yung 1042 na yan. So sino yung may mali dyan? It's the bank, no? It's a bank error, no? Because the bank recognized another company check for 8,000 and deducted it from Century Company's bank account. Okay, and the bank charged it in error to the Century Company. See? Okay. Check number 776 was correctly drawn for 52,000. Okay, so this one, 52,000. Okay, so but the company, I suppose, no, recorded it at 25,000. So there we see an error by the company. So ilagay nung kahera nila o nung accountant nila is 25,000 sa books, no? Tapos in-issue yung cheque. Pero nung na-receive nung bangko, of course, kung ano yung nakita ng bangko doon, hindi naman siya magbibigay ng sobra o mas mababa doon sa kung ano yung nakalagay doon sa cheque. So, the teller saw it at 52,000. So, yun yung nakalagay doon. So, this is most likely an error by the accountant of the company. And number 4, reconciling item. So the bank credit on December 28 represents the proceeds of 50,000 note. Okay, so 50,000 note less a collection of 5,000 collected by the bank and credited to the account. So this means itong 45,000 na to, yung credit memo na yan, it is a 50,000 lahat yan. Galing dun sa customer, no? Kasi nagbayad yung customer dun sa banko in lieu of the company, no? So, 50,000. Kaya lang, yung 5,000 na yon dinebit ng banko as a service charge. Okay? And yung 45,000 lang yung credit ng amount. Yan. Okay, now, the requirement here is prepare a bank reconciliation statement on December 31. Yan. And prepare adjusting entries on December 31. Now, let's proceed now. As we can see here, now, unahin muna natin yung bank reconciliation. So, yung adjusted ang kinukuha. So, let's take up this one. So, balance per book is 110,000. How did we get that, no? Kunin muna natin lahat ng mga debits dito ng bank ng company, which is amounting to 280,000. Okay, so ayan na natin. Lagay natin dyan. And yung kanyang lahat ng credit niya or yung disbursement, no? Okay, for 170,000. So we get the difference here, 280 less the credit of 170, so 110,000. So there is the 110,000. Yan yung balance per bank. So that is actually unadjusted. Now, we add the the credit memo that was the note that was collected by the bank for 45,000. This one. Okay? So ang gagalawin lang natin diyan yung mga naka-asul na reconciling items, no? Na hindi na consider ng company. So that 45,000 represents the proceeds from the customer. Okay, which is actually 50,000 less 5,000 service charge, no? Okay, so that's 45,000. So total of 155,000. Now let's take up the deductions, no? Or the debits from the bank. Okay, so tapos na tayo dito, no? Okay, so the first debit from the bank or deduction from the bank is the debit memo for the service charge, which is 5,000 as we see here. Yan, okay siya. And then yung hindi siya na-consider ng company kaya ka-asul siya. Okay, it's colored blue. And then yung NSF check of 10,000. So this was not yet considered by the company, no? Ito yung tumalbog na cheque, no? Okay, so okay. And then after that, yung book error. So this was an error by the accountant. So we just deduct the 52,000, which is the correct amount of the check, less the 25,000, which was recorded by the accountant, no? Okay, so 52, no? Less this one, yung 25. So there is a 27,000 difference, no? Okay, so tignan mo ulit yan. Okay, so yung nakaparehong gray, no? Okay, so tama ito, 52,000. This was incorrect, made by the accountant, no? Okay, so that's about 25,000 difference, no? Okay, so kumbaga that is a kulang pa yan, kulang pa dun sa dun sa disbursement niya, no? So kasi kung hindi natin kung hindi natin idadagdag yung 25,000 dun sa disbursement, ma-overstate yung cash niya by 27,000. Okay? Because supposed to be 52,000 yung checking in cash, but 25,000 lang yung ni-record nung accountant. So there is a deficiency of 25,000. So ibabawas natin yun sa company account for 27,000. So these are all total 42,000. Okay? 5,000 plus 10,000 NSF check plus yung book error, the difference between 52,000 and 25,000 will give you 42,000. Then that 42,000 will be deducted to the total, the 155, which is the adjusted book balance of 113,000. Okay? So we have considered those that are reconciling item by the company. Okay. Now let's go to the bank, no? Okay, so let's see kung ganun rin yung niya. So dapat ito yung lumabas. This is the correct balance. Okay? That is the correct balance, no? So 113,000. Now, the company bank balance per bank yung sa bank statement is 135. So how did we arrive at that, no? Okay, just consider all the debits. No? The debits is about 165,000. Okay. While the credits, or should I say the deposits or the credit, kasi bangko to no? Okay, so that is 165,000. And the debits by the bank or what you call yung mga disbursement ng company as per bank statement is 160. Okay? So that 160 would be deducted from the total of this balance. So let's take this up. So this is an addition. That's why 130 plus 165 would be 295. So that 295, ibabawas pa natin dyan yung 160, yung total debits by the bank to the company's account. So that is 135,000. That's why the same balance of 135,000. Okay? So again, yung procedure niyan, just get the beginning balance plus the deposits, add mo, okay, for 165, and deduct all those checks that was recognized by the bank, no? Okay, so you'll get 135,000. Okay, so yung total checks na yon is 160,000, by the way. Okay. So after getting that, no, so yung balance per bank is 135,000. We now proceed to the reconciling item which the bank were not able to recognize, no, on December, as of December, no, yung this, which is the bank statement. Okay, so that is the deposit in transit for 60,000. So if we look at here, this is there is a deposit in transit. This one, no, yung unhighlighted amount by as per cash ledger of Century of 60,000. Yan. Okay, so hindi yan because it's a deposit in transit because the company has recognized that noong December 31, which is obviously walang pasok sa bangko noon. So hindi niya na-i-add yun. So that is a reconciling item to the bank statement for 60,000. Okay, so there. And then yung erroneous bank debit of 8,000. So where did that come from? Yung erroneous bank debit. Yun, there you go, no? Yun, yung 8,000 na yun, yan. Yan. So 1042. Ito kasi dapat sa dapat sa sensing company, but it was deducted from the account of Century, which is our company. So i-add natin yan. So we're going to consider that, no, as an addition. So that would be 8,000. So 60,000 of the deposit in transit plus 8,000 would give you 68,000. Okay, now from there, we will add it from the unadjusted balance. So 135,000 plus 68,000 will give you 203,000. So from there, we will deduct all the outstanding checks. So ano yung mga outstanding checks? As we can see, ito yung mga hindi na consider ng bangko. Okay, so ito yon actually, yan, 30,000, 40,000, yan, this two. Okay, so lalagay natin dito, yan, hindi na consider ng bangko yan. Okay, so check number 770, which is in the amount of 770, which is in the amount of 20,000. Ayun, nakalagay dito sa information. So yung aside from these two, by the way, okay, which is yung 30,000 and 40,000, another check for 20,000 was not considered by the bank, no? So it was a outstanding, which is 20,000. So there, okay. And then the 30,000, yung check number 775, the one that we did not highlight because it did not correspond with the bank statement, yun. So 30,000, and of course yung 777 of 40,000. Okay, so 20,000, check number 770 for 20,000 plus check number 775 for 30,000 and check number 777 for 40,000 for a total of 90,000. Okay, so we're going to deduct that from the total of 203,000. So pareho nga, no? So it will be, the difference is 113,000. Okay? Yan. So pareho. So those are adjusted. Now, we will now proceed to the adjusting entries. Okay, so let's take up the adjusting entries. the adjusting entries can be found here dito. Yan. Itong tatlo na to saka plus this one, no? Okay, yung mga book reconciling items lang, no? Okay, so what are these? Okay, so debit cash in bank addition. So obviously kasi naka-add siya dito sa banko yung customer check or yung credit memo for 45,000. So that is an addition by debit to cash in bank. Okay, debit cash in bank for 45,000 that is an addition to the company. And yung bank service charge of 5,000. So that is, since expense is debited, no, this one, so i-debit natin for 5,000. So the account is bank service charge, no? Okay, because ito yung kabuuan ng notes receivable. Kasi if you still remember, the total proceeds from the customer is 50,000. So but the bank only credited for 45,000 and yung rest sinigil siya ng bangko ng 5,000 for the service charge. So that's why debit to cash in bank. As far as the company is concerned, this is the company records we're doing. No, we're not going to alter the records of the bank. No, sila yung may problema doon. Tayo yung ang problema natin yung to reconcile that. So kaya nga this is the purpose of the reconciliation. No, so kung ano man yung mga differences ng timing differences, tayo yung nag-adjust. No, so this one cash in bank of 45,000. No. Okay, so of course in light of kung ano yung ginawa ng bangko, okay, as per the bank statement. So this one, so debit cash in bank for 45,000. Okay, so alam na natin kung saan nakuha yon, no? Okay, so and then yung bank service charge for 5,000. Okay, and then credit for the customer check or the note receivable for 50,000. Yeah. So, what else? Ano pa yung reconciling item natin? Yung pa. Okay? By the way, yung 45,000 dito, no? Hiwalay siya doon, no? We may think that itong 5,000 na to was this one, no? Galing siya dun sa 50,000 ito yung kasi 50,000 lahat yan, so 45 plus 5 is 50. No, hiwalay pa itong 5,000. It just so happens na pareho lang ng amount yan. Kasi yun yung service charge, yung amount na sinaservice charge ng bangko. So this one is 45. Actually, yung 45,000 na yan, neto na yan. Okay, as we can see here, the bank credit on December 28 represents the proceeds of 50,000 note less na yung 5,000 collected by the bank and credited to the account, which is 45,000. That's why dito, nire-reconstruct lang natin yun, yung with this na. Okay, so 50,000 kasi yung notes receivable natin eh. So nahati yan doon sa cash in bank na 45,000 which is the credit memo and the 5,000 na services sa bangko. Now, itong tatlo na to, itong 5, 10 and 27, no? So those are expenses or those are deductions from the cash balance, okay? So first is yung bank service charge of 5,000, okay? And then yung accounts receivable, yung NSF check, no? Pumalbog kasi yung check, so ibabalik ulit sa notes accounts receivable yan. Okay? Kasi ang ginawa ng what the company did diyan sa check na yan, nung hindi pa nila alam na tumatalbog, debit for cash in bank for 10,000 and credit as if na kolekta na nila yung bayad ng customer for 10,000. So credit accounts receivable. So since tumalbog, ibabalik mo ulit sa accounts receivable for 10,000. Okay? And then yung 27,000 na yan, ito yung book error, yung error ng accountant, no? Okay, that's why accounts payable. So kumbaga na kulang yung bang pag-debit dun sa accounts payable, no? Kasi since kulang yung disbursement by 27,000. So yung total nito 5,000 plus 10,000 plus 20,000, 27,000, will give you a total book credit, which is a deduction, no, for 42,000. Okay. Now let's proceed to another type of a bank reconciliation. So this time, para siyang ano, yung pang two date siya. It's a two date bank reconciliation, or you might say na parang ano siya yung bang um, yung proof of cash, no? Incidentally, here, if you have any questions now with regard to this, just write down your comments, no? Okay, so we can now proceed to the next problem. Okay, so let's read on the problem. So this is problem number 2. So Xquire company provided the following data for the month of July. So cash in bank. Now this is the company account. So yung balance natin is on June 30 for 1 million. And we have book debits for July, including June CM for notes collected for 30,000 or 300,000, I should say. No? So itong ano, by the way, itong balance na to, ito yung beginning balance, no? Okay, so um, yung bang para doon sa sa July, no? Okay, but it is the ending balance of June 30 for 1 million as far as the company is concerned. And then the book debits, when you say book debits, ito yung ano, yung bang addition to the company. So book debits for July, including June credit memo for note collected of 300,000. Okay, so if you have any questions with regard to the preceding items we showed, no, with the bank reconciliation as well as the journal entries, you can just write your comments. Okay.